Hi everyone, welcome to this second episode of the CO2 Mute data space prototyping using the ouranos-ws platform, and we are go on with the definition of our air quality observed type and entities. Just here to mention that we have changed the context broker to an ouranos-ld plus Mintaka extension in place of the Scorpio that we used before, and now we can go on with the improvement of our air quality observed type definition that comes from the smart data model reference. And here we are going to see how to improve the definition of the property themselves. For instance, the location. From the smart data model, it has been defined as a simple property, but in fact, we are going to change this. I'm going to edit the property, the location property in ouranos, and I'm going to change the property type from property to geo property. And then also I'm going to precise that this property is geographic. It means that it can be displayed on a map. So that's it. I'm going to save this change. And another important thing in the ontology of our data model is that the measurements are going to be temporal properties. So we are going to also change this. So for instance, for the NO2 value, I'm going to edit the definition of this property here, and then I'm just going to say that this property is temporal and that we are going to use the Mintaka extension to manage the temporal API. So here we are, and now I'm going to save this. And we have an updated version of our data, our entity type, and I'm going to do the same for the other measurement that should be also temporal properties. Before going on with the entities creation, a few words about the way we are going to collect the data. So we have created the entity type air quality observed on our context broker, and we're going to start to collect the data coming from the air quality stations installed already in the pilot city by the French Agency for the Air Quality Monitoring, and those data are made available through an ArcGIS API, and we are going to use our existing connector to NGSI LD context broker to collect this data and publish them as air quality observed entities. And we are going to do exactly the same for the data coming from the air quality sensors provided by Montem. We are going to use the Montem API, and then they will develop NGSI LD connector to publish the data also as air quality observed entities. And by the way, this means that the Montem sensor will become fireware-ready IoT devices. Let's go back to ouranos now to see the results of the conversion of the data coming from the ArcGIS API and from the Atmo stations. But first, let's have a look at the entity type definitions that has been updated. Now we can see that all the measurements have been set up as temporal properties, and we will be ready to get the data from the air quality stations. So here you see that I have 5 entities that is coming from the ArcGIS API, and as we have defined the location as a geo property, it is now very easy to geolocalize the stations on a map. And now, if we have a look at the entities, and for instance, if we look at the entity in between, now we see that we have collected already some data for this station. So that's it for this episode. We will see in the next one information about the way to connect entities between each other through relationships. So see you next time. Bye bye.